harder for the girls to be captured.
A war with Germany will be the end of England.
No one likes a traitor.
These girls give me hope.
Andy, Celyn, Jeff in Las Vegas, good afternoon.
Hi,
Good
Jeff.
afternoon.
Hey.
Excellent thriller, 6 Minutes to Midnight. I love World War II stories. I love true stories. Andy, you both share a writing credit with Eddie Izzard. Who discovered this story?
Well, that would be Eddie. I'll say a little bit, and then I think Cal can pick up on this. Yeah, Eddie discovered the story because our story is set in a real town called Bexhill-on-Sea, even though we filmed the film in Wales. But Eddie grew up in Bexhill-on-Sea, and it's a small, kind of unassuming little seaside town on the southeast coast of England. And in the 1930s, there was a school there, and rich young daughters from sort of rich families who were then members of the National Socialist Party, effectively Nazis, would come to England to learn English, and it was a finishing school. And Eddie discovered this at the Bexhill Museum, and he was just fascinated that this happened in the town where he grew up. And it all started with a school badge, the school badge that you see in our film. I think Cal can sort of pick up the baton from here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the school badge and we just thought, wow, how was going on there? What's the truth is stranger than fiction. What would we do if we took this story into the world of sort of pre-wartime thrillers? And we love those sort of Hitchcockian thrillers that we sort of riffed on for this, and the storytelling took us from there. And yeah, we all share a writing credit because it just felt kind of very natural and very organic. Eddie brought the badge. We coming up with the story together. We started writing. Andy and I had made a film together before. It just made sense that all hands to the pump to tell a big story. So it's great.
Andy, even though it's historical fact, dramatic license, anything changed for the sake of the movie or added?
But yeah, I mean, the foundation of the film, the true part, is that this school really existed. It was called the Augusta Victoria College for Girls. These Nazi schoolgirls, if you will, were really there. Himmler's goddaughter was there. Von Ribbentrop's daughter was there. The governess was called Miss Recall, Judy's character. And that is truth. And there are press curtains, and Eddie is kind of the ambassador for all this. There's lots of photographic evidence that backs this up. And in fact, if you stay till the end of the film, you will see that. So what it was really was taking the foundation of that and just this idea of this school in which these girls wore this school blazer badge with a Union Jack and a Nazi swastika on it, and wondering who these girls were, what was their story, what was the school all about on the cusp of war in 1939. And marrying that with, I guess, the films we all grew up loving and the films that we all kind of riffed on as filmmakers, which were kind of thrillers of the 90s, 40s, and 1930s, and the films of Hitchcock. And so it was wedding a thriller story to that fascinating truth is stranger than fiction kind of subtext.
And Celyn, Judi Dench is the headmistress. She either naive or denial. How could she not suspect? I didn't believe that one bit.
I think there's a sort of an apologist sort of take, but we just sort of see this character who is sort of wedded to the girls more than any ideals that they were sort of teaching there. And yes, there's some sort of naivety there, but I can understand that when your world is at stake, you may be a little bit, the truth is quite harder to sort of recalibrate in your mind. And she goes on that really big journey with it. And a lot of people, historically were sort of either oblivious or ignorant to the fact of what was really going on in Germany at the time. So she sort of echoes a certain sort of attitude politically, sort of in the UK at the time, I guess. So she has it, but I think she doesn't want to ask herself the big question. And the whole point of her journey is that she ends up asking and answering the big question, and that's why we get this terrific arc and journey and an amazing performance by Dame Judi Dench, who makes us all look great.
And Andy, poor Eddie, half the time he's running around the English countryside on foot. Was he in the best shape of his life by the end of this movie?
Poor Eddie, I'm not having that. This guy runs 32 marathons in 31 days. There's no poor Eddie. Like, I think Eddie's been gearing up to do this all his life. I mean, Eddie loves running. And when you have a hero who's being chased in a wrong man thriller, it's very handy as a director to have Eddie Izzard as your lead actor. Yeah, he loved that aspect of it. He loved the kind of the Robert Donat kind of dare and do thriller aspect of this story. So, yeah, my heart's not bleeding for Eddie. He's happy. He loves it, Well,
I loved it too. What an excellent thriller. You guys did a great job. And thank you both for talking to me today, and good luck with the film.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Really
You're
appreciate
welcome, Jeff.